Welcome to the BMBA Podcast, which airs every Monday at 7 p.m. A podcast where we share all the news, information, updates and events that is happening around the BMBA. If you're a current BMBA participant or a potential one, then this podcast is for you. BMBA Basketball is an exciting new basketball program providing new and innovative concepts and structures for junior basketballers through their training, coaching and games.
Our games are played at the magnificent Stonnington Sports Centre located next door to the Chadstone Shopping Centre. These courts are modern, have great temperature control and have fantastic facilities to host junior basketball matches. Our kids are now enjoying playing at this magnificent venue. On top of that, they are also enjoying the new features and concepts of junior BMBA matches. Features and concepts not seen.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
These features include a fully timed 60-minute match schedule, where the game clock stops on every whistle. This means there is no wasted time and our juniors get to play every minute of their match. Our juniors are also enjoying playing with a shot clock in each of their games. This provides another unique and exciting aspect to our junior matches.
This podcast will provide parents of our junior boys and girls, current parent, a potential new parent, a representative from a club, school or another basketball program. We look forward to engaging with you each Monday at 7 p.m. Welcome to the BMBA Podcast, which airs every Monday at 7 p.m. A podcast where we share all the news, information, updates and events that is happening around the BMBA. If you're a current BMBA participant or a potential one, then this podcast is for you. BMBA Basketball is an exciting new basketball program providing new and innovative concepts and structures for junior basketballers through their training, coaching and games.
Our games are played at the magnificent Stonnington Sports Centre located next door to the Chadstone Shopping Centre. These courts are modern, have great temperature control and have fantastic facilities to host junior basketball matches. Our kids are now enjoying playing at this magnificent venue. On top of that, they are also enjoying the new features and concepts of junior BMBA matches. Features and concepts not seen before in junior matches in Melbourne. These features include a fully timed 60-minute match schedule, where the game clock stops on every whistle. This means there is no wasted time and our juniors get to play every minute of their match. Our juniors are also enjoying playing with a shot clock in each of their games. This provides another unique and exciting aspect to our junior matches.
This podcast will provide parents of our junior boys and girls, or parents of potential participants, with all the information they need to maximize that participation. It will also allow them to ask questions directly to us through the chat function of the podcast. So whether you are a current parent, a potential new parent, a representative from a club, school or another basketball program, we look forward to engaging with you each Monday at 7 p.m.
G'day everyone, welcome to the BMBA Podcast, back after the Easter break. Whoop, got a few images to get off. Here we go. G'day everyone, welcome to my home office, alongside with my co-star. Where is he? Just down there. There's my boy. Always at my side whenever I do these things. He hates it. So, welcome. We haven't had one over the holidays. So, welcome to the BMBA Podcast, something we do every week just to share news and information with our membership, and also for any interested people and interested clubs, hopefully in our competition. So, we'll make these obviously a regular during school terms. So every Monday now for the next 10 odd weeks through term 2, we will be having the BMBA Podcast, giving updates, giving news, providing scores from games, highlights from training, highlights in player development, and highlights in any activity or events going on around the BMBA basketball. And I should include with that, sorry, I'm just getting over a cold from the end of summer, believe it or not. Winter hasn't even hit here. I've been off for a week with a bit of a flu. And so I should also include BMBA Basketball now incorporates the Stonington and District Basketball Association. So over the holidays, we did form that association, and that will help us in our efforts to build basketball in and around Stonington LGA, and also guarantee our access to courts at Stonington venues. So it's a very important development, one that you'll see increasingly added into our communications and our media and all that sort of thing going around. So our teams will still be, at this stage at least, called the BMBA Templar Warriors, but it may end up being the Stonington Templar Warriors as we go forward. We'll see how that goes. I've got to have a couple of meetings with council and work things from there. So right now, BMBA basketball will remain a thing, whether the Stonington and Districts Basketball Association or the SDBA becomes more prominent. That'll depend on those talks with council, which I'm confident will go well. So for now, it's BMBA basketball. So today we sent out a bunch of emails to everyone who hasn't yet registered from last term. So hopefully you've got those emails. Hopefully you all can now get on with the process of registering your child. We base those registrations and the invoices on what you did last term. So if you can get your child registered and pay your invoice, if you're not sure on the invoice, we say which program your child was in. And down the bottom, there's about half a dozen links for the different programs we have. So we have Kids First Basketball, which was all training, Basketball Plus, which is all training, IDP, which is all training, and then we have Games Plus. That's one Basketball Plus session per week, plus the game on the Friday night. And we then have IDP games. If your child does 2 training sessions and then a game, that is for them in that. So if you go by your invoice and try and get that same link as what we've got listed on the invoice. If you're not sure, just send me an email and I'll direct you exactly where you need to be. It would be good to get all our registrations in before we start again on Friday. So we start this Friday, Anzac Day on Saturday, but we're still having our session Saturday because on Anzac Day, you're not allowed to run any sport activity or event before 1 o'clock. Well, our events don't start till 5. So those who registered for Basketball Plus or want to turn up to our sessions on the Saturday, you're more than happy to do so. So we start officially everything again this week. And hopefully we're going to be having we've been building beautifully for over 12 months, and we look to really take some big strides this term. So you also would have received last week an email out about a shoot-a-thon. Okay. A shoot-a-thon is where every participant, or even more, we could have our coaches, we could have our participants, we can even have parents, anybody you like, that get sponsors. We're looking for them to get 10 sponsors at $1 per successful free throw. And then on the 10th, I'll put it up here in a minute, the 10th, the 13th, and the 15th, I'll double check those dates here, 10th, 13th, could be 10th, 13th, and 14th. I'll get it all up. It's all on our website, which is important. But on those dates in June, during your child's sessions, we're going to get each child to shoot 100 free throws. Now, they don't shoot them one after the other. They shoot them in blocks of 10. So there's 10 blocks for them to do. You get through them quite quickly. All right. It would probably at the maximum take half an hour. I doubt it will take that long. And at the end of it, if your child makes, say, 50 free throws, they get $50 from a sponsor. If you've got 10 sponsors, they create $500. If we have 20 families contributing to that, we would raise roughly $10K. All that money is going to go back into marketing and trying to get more kids into our program so we can create teams and establish competitions through Stonington's venues and under the Stonington and Districts Basketball Association banner. And that will actually then get us going forward some potential to achieve some really impressive things as a basketball program. Everything will still be run by BMBA Basketball. So BMBA Basketball will be basically the administrative arm of Stonington and District Basketball Association. Having the Stonington and Districts Basketball Association there alongside BMBA will hopefully allow us to gain, 1, access to venues, 2, access to more sponsors, 3, potentially into competitions where you need to be affiliated as an association through the Basketball Victoria structure. And we're going to be starting that journey this term. So we could be in a very different space in 12 months' time because of what we're putting in place now. So it's all quite exciting. It's all building the way we would like. What we need now is just more participants. We need more numbers. Our goal is to get as quickly as we can to 500 participants, because then we can actually put in teams and competitions in every age group. So every kid that walks through our doors will be able to play under 10s, under 12s, under 14s, under 16s, and so on both boys and girls. In this term, we're going to start up a proper push for girls players. For whatever reason, I don't know why, any association you go into, any club, it is always harder to get girls involved in basketball than it is boys. But we're certainly going to be trying to address that and make sure we build the girls' numbers so we can have girls' teams, girls' competitions, as well as boys. So we're not forgetting about those girls out there. In fact, they're a priority for us going forward to make sure we get as many girls' programs, training, teams, and competitions as we do on the boys' side. All of that requires funds. Now, we built up over our first 12 months in acquiring these venues. We've sort of done this backwards. Usually you build up participants and then get your venues. We've actually got the venues, and now we're building up our participants. So because we've got those venues, in that time we built up debt, unfortunately. So we've got to clear that debt and have revenue in the bank so we can mount some Facebook campaigns, some Google campaigns on advertising, so Google ads and Meta ads or Facebook ads, whatever you call it. And ultimately, if we can raise enough funds, we want to do a mailbox marketing attempt through every residence in the city of Stonington. So, you know, for example, at the last quote I got, you're looking between $5,000 and $6,000 for that before you even produce the flyers. Luckily, I've got a mate who's a printer, and we can get the flyers done pretty cheap. Not real cheap, but, cheaper than most. So we'd like to get that done over this next term. So this shoot-a-thon is really important to give your child the best possible program, the best chance of playing a competition, the best coaching, the best refereeing in the best venues in Stonington, and give them a real basketball pathway going forward. So the shoot-a-thon is really, really important to what we're trying to do. And we're going to probably look to run maybe one a year, one every 2 years. The more families we have in, the more people we have in, the more money we raise, and the more marketing do. Once we get to a size where we're conducting games and competition and training every week, and we're filling all these venues, through that revenue that we establish from that should be able to take care of marketing. But we're a long way from that at the moment. So we need to get to that point. So that's where the shoot-a-thon is taking us to. So really have a good read of that, get behind it, start getting sponsors. If you don't have people you can get for sponsors, our other business, our other arm of the business, we've got our basketball program, but then we have an online newspaper that services local businesses through an online newspaper where we write feature articles through them generated by AI. So we're getting pretty high tech. So we've done probably about 500 businesses in the last 12 months where we've done them without a fee, a feature article for their business. We're hoping that they will come on board, support us either financially or through promotions to pass on the message about BMBA. But here's a chance to pay it forward. You know, if you're interested, we can give you 10, 20 businesses, and the strike rate is probably going to be about 1 in 2 you get as a sponsor. And you can go into that business shop and say, listen, my basketball club wrote a feature article for you, promoted it, pushed your business, still got it up on their website. Here's a link to it. Would you be prepared to sponsor my child as we try to raise funds to pay it forward? Now, for a business, they might have to pay between $50 and $100. If you look through, and I'll get it up now, BMBA, I'll get our website up. There it is. And if you look at our website, under events, we have got shoot-a-thon. Hopefully I've adjusted that link. We'll find in a minute. My net's very slow, sorry. Come on. It's extremely slow. If I do, here we go. So there's our shootathon page. We've got a dedicated shootathon. There's the dates, the 10th, the 12th, and 13th of June. I was close. And here we've got a bunch of stuff to access. So there's the introduction letter. That's basically what I've just said. That's the event details. That's the letter you can send to potential sponsors. You can approach them. So then we have a sponsors form, which you need to complete so we know which sponsors we have to approach once the event's been completed. Here's a page with ideas on how to recruit sponsors, why you should support the event, which I've gone through, and an event booklet, which we're going to get printed off and we're going to hand to you all so we know you're all getting it. On here is the Shootathon sponsors form. So if you notice on our flyer, I don't have that. Damn, I'm going to have to fix that up. We should have a flyer. I'll get this out to you with a QR code, and you can send them to this page. And on this page, your sponsor, pretty much they scan the QR code, to change that flyer, they fill in this and they tell us how much they're going to sponsor. So we have a list and they can support and they submit that and we get that here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be conducting, I'll get rid of this. Oops, that's not it. Sorry, everyone. I'll go back into the page. Stop sharing. There you go. That's my ugly mug up. So if you go out and get 10 sponsors and they log on through that page and they list their details out, we're going to be keeping a ladder so everyone can see who's raising what. The reason we're going to keep a ladder is because we're going to be offering 2 major prizes. We're figuring what those are out at the moment. We're going to be approaching a lot of businesses to come on board as a sponsor. And the person that raises the most funds is going to win a prize. And the person who makes the most free throws in the event is going to win a prize, conditional upon them raising a minimum of $500. So if you want that prize for the most free throws, you've got to raise a minimum of $500, which is $50 times 10 sponsors. So a few years ago, the reason we're doing that, a few years ago, we had one kid come in, he raised $20 and he won the free throw amount, where the kid that got the next most amount of free throws had raised about $1,500. So we just felt it was unfair. So we think it's got to be a minimum amount you raise to qualify for that prize for the amount of free throws, so that we're all getting in there for the right reasons. So if your child raises $500, which is very achievable, we'll show you how in a minute, and they shoot, say, 80 free throws, and that's the most free throws, they're going to win a prize. If your child raises, say, $2,500, can be very achievable, and that's the most funds raised, they're going to win a prize. But we want to be able to keep everyone up to date with that ladder on that Shootathon page to make sure they know where they're sitting and what funds are raising. And we also want to acknowledge every sponsor that comes on board. So there's a fair bit for a sponsor, for example, to be coming into this, as we will show you here again in a minute. Sorry, I'll get that up. I should have put this up. BMBA. There we go. Bear with me for a tick. Hopefully it runs a bit quicker this time. There we go. How to recruit sponsors. So this is 3 pages long. Now I'm going to show you something here. So there's lots of simple ways to get sponsors. You can ask family, friends, grandparents, uncles, aunties. You can do it through your email contact books. As we said, family, friends at work, workmates, the boss, if you've got a good boss. Who do you go and have business with each week, like a hairdresser? You know, you support them by taking your business to them. Ask them to support you. Could be your school's teacher. Ask them to support you. Social media. We're about to send you all a flyer, like I said, what we're doing. Now, here's the part. If you're a bit not comfortable with that, we have this, the Community Forum online newspaper. Now, you can click on that link and it will take you through to our newspaper. You'll see it pretty much on there. And like I said, we've been approaching these businesses. If we give you a list of 20 businesses and every business that supports one of our kids through the Shootathon will receive the following: an appreciation certificate from us and their allocated participant whom they are sponsoring to hang in their shop front or business or for their social media pages or purposes. An enhanced feature article, which I'll take you to in a minute, that will be published once more on both our TCF, that's the Community Forum website, and the BMBA website, and our associated social media pages. A shout out on our weekly podcast, this one, a business card promo on that Shootathon page, and the ability to provide promotional material throughout our Shootathon event and beyond. Now, we say that that's not a bad return for a maximum contribution of 100. That's actually a magnificent return for any business. So there's the QR code. So on your booklet, if you print this off, they can scan that and they can go and register on that Shootathon page that we told you about. I'll get the flyer up as well. So all you got to do is, if we give you 20, you don't even have to go in there. You just have to we'll give you their details. You can email them. I'll go back here a bit. Where am I? So here we have a letter for potential sponsors. So you can either email or mail them a letter and then follow them up with a phone call. Again, there's our scan. From that scan, they can go straight to our Shootathon page and register as a sponsor for your child. So we actually have a bunch of sponsors that we can actually give you. Oh, my God. Sorry. Don't know what's going on here. That we can give you to approach. So even if you have no one you feel like you can approach, we've actually been working quite solidly for 12 months, and we're in a position you can do it. So that Shootathon is really important. We could do with some volunteers just to make sure we've got everyone on board and helping. And on that week of the event, we are going to need some people. Basically, you'll have a clipboard with a space to mark off 100 free throws, and we've got to be able to sign off and witness it that every child makes so many free throws. For the younger ones at Stonington, we'll get the ring lowered down, and they'll be able to shoot from a bit closer, so they have a chance as well. So whether you've got a kid in Kids First, Basketball Plus, IDP games, this is a lot of fun, this event. We will be talking to Stonington Council whether we can run things around it like sausages or something. But we're going to make it a lot of fun. On the day, we're going to give it a theme. The last time we did this was to wear your favourite footy club's jumper, or it could be a soccer club. We'll just do a theme on the day. And we have a bit of fun for a week. And the kids will still they'll go in there, they'll shoot their free throws, and then they'll get the rest of their session. So for one week, we're going to really be focusing on doing something that can make a huge difference to what we do as a basketball program for your kids going forward. If we can raise the funds to do this marketing, we can fill all our venues, we can get our competition started, and we can start really taking some big steps into your kids playing a much higher level, getting a game, getting competition. As we've got some junior boys who are coaching and refereeing. We'll be looking for more coaches and referees. So there'll be a lot of really good things that will happen after this event and really establish us for the longer term. And that means, for example, this term, we're going to be getting all the kids that play in our Friday night games. We are going to start doing uniform orders. So instead of us providing you with the uniform, your child is going to be able to purchase a uniform, their own BMBA Templar Warriors top, like you see in the under-14s who play out of the Dandenong competition. And then out of that, we will form our rep teams moving forward to play in a high-level competition like Dandenong. You'll be able to wear the same uniforms for your domestic game at Stonington and your rep game at Dandenong, for example, or in tournaments. So that makes things just that little bit cheaper, rather than like most clubs these days. If you play domestic for one club, you've got to buy a whole uniform kit, and then for the Friday night rep game, you've got to buy another uniform kit. Well, for us, you'll only have to buy one. So we're certainly looking to streamline it to make it. But if we get other clubs joining in and their teams, well, they're going to have to buy two. So, but if you're a BMBA player participant, you only need the one uniform for all our competitions, tournaments, whether they rep, domestic, local, or just training. So that's where we're at. Talking of competition, next subject, want to say shout out to our under-14 boys. Excuse me, cup of coffee. For our under-14 boys who have been with us for a while now, they're entering into a very challenging Dandenong A-grade competition. That starts Saturday week after the Anzac Day weekend. The boys are preparing for that. Want to welcome a new kid into the team, Isaac McDonald, who's joined with us. He's an under-12 boy, but we think he's got the ability to play a bit higher. So his parents are taking the leap of faith with me. And I think Isaac, the longer he gets into it, will be great. So well done, Isaac. Welcome to the Templar Warriors in a big way. I think you're going to enjoy your experience this season, and from there going forward, you're going to be a bit of a trailblazer. To all our other boys, I'll mention them. We got Zach Chester, Bill Pam, George Zhang, Elijah Salim, Jack Jamison, Caden Ing. I don't actually know how to pronounce your name. Caden, I'll have to find out off your dad. I'm sorry. How many is that off said? I think that's, you've got Isaac. God, I hope I'm not missing. Oh, and Lucas Edmonds. So there's 8 boys there all together about to take on the biggest challenge any BMBA team has done for quite some time. So I think they're ready. I think we're prepared. We may not win an awful lot of games, but I think we'll compete really well, and the boys will learn an awful lot this season. So fingers crossed as we're going forward. And from that season will be a launching pad where we can play at most levels and win. And that's where we want to get to. And we want to set an example for all the younger ones coming through our ranks. So it should be exciting going forward. Like I said, another big thing, and I'll share this as well. Where is it? For us going forward was the formation of the Stonington and Districts Basketball Association. If you don't use our website as much, you should change that. We're going to be changing our passwords this week for our pages, for our coaching pages. So keep an eye out for that email. But just to show you, there's an article in here. Should have kept sharing that page. This is our website again. There's an article on here. Term 2 programs, a wrong Romanus. That's another thing we've got. A significant step. So we've just formed the Stonington and Districts Basketball Association. If anyone wanted to help us out with this, it's a really important step. Basically, this is a non-profit association that will be run by the BMBA. So we'll administer it and all that sort of thing. But we do need people who can help us form a committee. There's nothing really involved in it. The BMBA will do all the work, all the admin, whatever. But if you want to get involved and maybe do, like, for example, help us with this volunteer effort over the shoot-a-thon, or you want to get even onto the BMBA committee and help us out that way. Not the BMBA, the SDBA committee. Nothing really involved in it. Feel free. But it is an important development for us in our future as we build our competitions through Stonington LGA. So as you can see, there's our logo. You'll see that on a lot of our flyers. You won't see that a lot on the uniforms. So see how we've incorporated the BMBA logo into it? That will remain the major logo on our uniforms. So that'll be more for admin stuff as we go through, but a very important development. So other things of news, which again, we're putting all these up. We're going to be trying to get a couple of articles a week. So we've covered the shoot-a-thon podcast. You obviously know about it if you're here. A buddy bonus. We've put this up a few times. Yeah, we're asking everyone to help us in our recruitment effort over this term. If you recruit a friend for term 3, you have got a chance to get $50. So you might recruit 4 friends. Well, you've pretty much paid for your term. Then you'll be getting $200 taken off your fees. So the more people you use word of mouth, which we think is the most powerful means of marketing, the more chance you can actually get of actually getting a significant discount to your fees, or even getting a whole term for free. Term 2 programs, as I said, we've already sent out emails today. Thank you to all those who've registered. If you haven't registered, you'd have an email with an invoice today. Please get that sorted out with your registration link so we know by Friday, for example, how many coaches and referees we're going to need, all that sort of thing. But we also want to get moving on a number of fronts. So 1 on the shoot-a-thon and number 2, for example, on starting to get the kids in a uniform so they can come as BMBA Templar Warriors in their uniform, and that in itself is a great marketing tool. For those who don't know, Saturdays now, a wrong Romanus is coming on board from Saturday mornings after the Anzac Day weekend. We can't do morning activities on the Anzac Day weekend. At the moment, we're probably going to put this up for casual membership. So casual membership, it could be a older group, under 16s, under 18s, even for those who know what Big V are, who are just looking for a Saturday morning casual shoot. They can join up with the BMBA as a casual member, and they can pay for casual shooting on a Saturday morning, Friday night, whenever we might have spare court space. They can join in and get some time to go up and get some shots of their own. So where we don't have to provide coaches, it'll be nice, casual. They pay a weekly fee or whatever. They might want to do 2 sessions a week. Well, it's like casual shooting at a venue. BMBA coaches and referees, we've got 4 we're training right now. If you become a coach, you need to become a referee and vice versa. So we're hoping to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And if you've got anybody in your family, ideally we'd like it to be 14 above. We will look at younger ones if they've played a lot of basketball and they have a good understanding of the game. So 2 of those under 14 boys are training as coaches and referees as well at the moment. We've got 2 other older brothers from that under 14s team that are also training as referee and coaches. And we hope by the end of this term, we'll be able to graduate those boys into be dedicated coaches and referees for all our programs. So if you know anyone of that instinct who would like to get some pay, so they get paid every game, and every game they either coach or referee. So they're making a nice little dollar out of us at the moment, which is great. That's exactly what we want to be able to provide. So as you can see, there's a lot of things going on. We'll cover next week the change in the passwords. We won't be telling you on the podcast what they are. We'll send them out, and then we'll show you how to use our pages to help your child develop their game, which is obviously a very important thing moving forward for your child. Another feature of this term is we're going to be, for every BMBA participant, we're going to be writing up an assessment. And when we say an assessment, it's just a report card, just like at school. We're going to be sending back where we think your child's doing well, where they think they need to improve on, and how they can get there. So it's nothing negative. It's just going to be a way to help them advance their basketball that little bit more. It's, again, something unique to the BMBA. I don't think anyone else does this, but every second term, we're going to be writing up assessments. So once every 6 months, you will get an assessment of how your child's progressing and how they can do things through either our training or do their own training at home, and how they can advance themselves further and further in the BMBA basketball program. So there's a lot to get through. This term is going to be a lot of fun, but that'll do me. I'll try and keep these as brief as I can. Having said that, it's NBA finals time. NBL 1's started, and Big V started. We're going to have our boys playing out at Dandenong. We're going to be doing coaching interviews, and we're going to be doing coaching feature stuff through the BMBA podcast this term. So when I say feature stuff, for example, there's one game I hope to get some edited stuff of a player like Steph Curry. And he is actually doing things in his game that we are trying to teach our kids to do. So it'd be great for the kids to have a look at the best in the world actually doing stuff we're trying to teach the kids through our training. We'll also be looking at different evenings to highlight a specific part of our program. For example, we could be highlighting the offense we're going to be trying to teach your child to learn, or the type of defense, or the skill sets, or anything like that. And we're hopefully going to build up a nice little library of content that your child can refer to. So it should be all a little bit of fun. So looking forward to this term in a great way. Last term was terrific. The last 12 months have been terrific. But we do need to get more participants in so we can provide more things for your children so we can keep enhancing their development. So feel free to spread the word. Really looking forward to it. So thanks, everyone. That'll do me for tonight. So from me and my partner, here he comes. If you haven't met my boy, come here. No, you don't want to. He's cracked it with me. He's back up on his couch. We'll see you all around the courts from this week. Good night. Bye for now.